TOEFL, how to get prepared, what to do during the exam, and how to hit the maximum score. Today we're talking about all of it. So TOEFL stands for Test of English as a Foreign Language. It is originally designed for international students that are going to enter universities of English-speaking countries. This exam is extremely popular. So there are 4 parts. You have reading, listening, speaking and writing. The whole exam takes about 3.5 hours. You also need to come beforehand, obviously, for the whole registration process. My first piece of advice would definitely be to get to know the structure of the exam. It's very important because you may speak fluently, you may not have any difficulty expressing your thoughts, and maybe you have a good vocabulary and level of English, but if you don't know the structure of the exam, it can definitely affect your score and not in the way you would like to. I took Kaplan, TOEFL IBT Prep Plus, and the main advantage of this course is actually the access to their online platform where they can provide you with a preparation test themselves. That's very important. Like, you get the real interface of the exam, you have all the timers and you can practice for real. It's the same exact atmosphere and environment. So let's talk about reading. How can you prepare for this part of the exam? And pay attention. I made a mistake and I thought that this part was the easiest, and it actually backfired. My least score, I got 26 out of 30, and I was actually shocked and upset about it because I've been preparing and I've been doing this preparation test beforehand, and I've never hit anything below 28. During the exam, unfortunately, I hit 26. So be careful, this part is not as easy as it may seem. The questions are really tricky, and you also need to have a good vocabulary, especially academic vocabulary. So when I'm talking about academic vocabulary, what do I mean by that? It suggests that you need to have like different words from different topics, such as medicine, psychology, maybe calculus, definitely biology, definitely geography, anthropology, finance, law, government. And the best way to upgrade your academic vocabulary is to get a book. It's called 400 Must-Have Words for TOEFL. Very good one. Like, I definitely read the whole book, and the advantage of this book is that you get some words and then you have tasks, pretty much the task from TOEFL, including these words. Right after reading, you're going to face the listening part. The main skill that you need to have to succeed in this part is to write quickly. So you're going to listen to these lectures and you're only going to listen to them once, and you need to write down as much information as you can. This part is pretty manageable, I would say. After the listening, you're going to have a 10-minute break. Use it wisely. I wouldn't suggest to skip it, although you may if you want to, and there actually during my exam there were some people who skipped that part. Like, during my exam I was finishing my listening part, so I was still listening to some lecture and I was trying to understand the questions and answer them, and some of the people in the class decided to skip this 10-minute break and they started to speak already, so it gets noisy in the class. How to use your 10 minutes break wisely? I would strongly suggest to move a little bit. You definitely need to drink something because you're about to start speaking. You need your voice, clear your throat, and you need some sugar. And the funny fact is that actually during this break there was a guy. He literally took those like cubes of sugar and he ate them one after another. Okay, now you're ready. You're ready to go and start your speaking part. Speaking is considered to be the most difficult part of the exam. You have very little time for preparation and very little time for delivering actually your answer. So the first question means that you're going to have 15 seconds to prepare your answer and 45 to deliver it. You can just type TOEFL speaking and then you're going to have the whole speaking part to practice. Get a dictaphone, record your answers, and I've been doing it myself, and I still have 223 records of me trying to, answer those questions. And keep in mind the questions can be very different. I mean, you need to find the list of the possible questions. Again, you can find them on the internet. The templates for speaking can play a significant role. So again, you need to go on the internet and Google the magical words, TOEFL speaking templates. There are several websites that actually can provide you with this useful information, and all you need is to make up your own template, or you can even use one of the templates that you're gonna find on the internet. Why not? Don't underestimate the importance of these templates, really, because you're going to be under stress, you're going to be nervous, and the last thing you want to do is to feel, puzzled and, oh, what can I start my answer with? With this structure, with these templates, you already know how you're going to start your answer. And the final part of the exam is writing. So writing consists of 2 essays. The first one is shorter and it's going to be 20 minutes. The second one is 30 minutes. And it may sound like it's enough time to write something, but again, you won't have plenty of time. It's just exactly, you need to be concentrated. There won't be any extra minutes for you to relax, and you have to be really concentrated, and you need to write and type fast and think fast, obviously. So again, what can help you with this part? Well, first of all, again, templates. Memorize those templates. That will really affect the time you spent on creating this essay, and if you save your time on creating this essay, you can actually have more minutes to check it. Maybe you have made some mistakes. That's important. Also, there's a list called 150 essay topics for TOEFL. So you may want to look at this list. I would strongly recommend it. And you can also use the same questions for practicing your speaking. The question number 1 from TOEFL speaking. Okay, so now you're done with the exam. Approximately, it will take 10 days for you to get your results. The thing is, the amount of points you got in listening and reading parts is final. So you can't ask for re-evaluation, rescoring, and you won't be able to see the correct answers as well. So it just is what it is. Now, the situation is a little bit different when it comes to speaking and writing, since those parts are checked by people. They obviously trained how to check those parts, but there still may be some mistakes. So there's an option for those who really doubt their final score. During 30 days after your exam date, you can order rescoring or your score report. So you pay $80 for speaking, $80 for writing. In most cases, the score remains the same, but there's a little chance of change in the score, but pay attention, it can be turned into a lower score as well. And in that case, you're gonna get your $80 back. The chances are not really high. So most likely for these $80, you're gonna get a really detailed report about your mistakes, where you lost some points. It's important to know that you will not be able to get those reports if during the registration process you've already mentioned 4 or even 1 of the universities or organizations where you want your score to be delivered to. Also, don't rush to buy any of the preparation courses before your registration, because during the registration you will be offered to buy very good preparation courses with a significant discount. So use this to your advantage. So these are my main takeaways from my experience of taking TOEFL exam. I got my 112 out of 120. And as I've mentioned, I really underestimated the reading part. I got the listening it, 26 out of 30. I got 30 out of 30 on listening, 29 out of 30 on the speaking part, which makes me really proud. And I got 27 out of 30 on writing. I hope that you're going to use this advice, and I really hope that it's going to help you with your preparation. So just prepare yourself, be confident, and everything is gonna be a-okay. Bye-bye.